Hey everyone, Jake from B&H, back and better than ever. It's Mike from Sony with a brand new, exciting camera, the A7R Mark III. Let's get into it, man. Image quality, what can you tell me about this guy?
All about image quality. So it's this, even though it's the same 42 megapixel sensor, which is still regarded as one of the best sensors ever made, what we did was that we created a new processor and a new front LSI, so we're able to get significantly better image quality, where we're going to get 15 stops dynamic range and stills, better high ISO performance, so we're going to have much better high ISO performance, and we incorporated a thing called pixel shift. So what we're able to do is, actually, with the in-body stabilization and with the ability to be able to process so quickly, we're actually able to take 4 consecutive pictures, shifting the sensor at just 1 pixel increments. Normally a sensor, each pixel can only see one color. It's either red, green, or blue. But since we're able to shift it 4 different times, each in every single image is going to be able to see all 3 colors. So it's going to see 2 green, 1 red, and 1 blue, to be able to give you an outputted image that's 170 megapixels, and also be able to just give you very realistic, very unbelievable looking images. So, and you have to use external software to be able to combine the 4 pictures, but your resulted image, your raw image, is absolutely breathtaking.
Improved frames per second.
Yep.
Tell me about that. 10, I believe?
So 10 and 10, I like to say. So it's going to give you a brand new shutter. Even though the camera looks exactly the same as before, it's completely different on the inside. So it's a brand new shutter that's very quiet, very dampered. So it's going to give you 10 frames per second in the mechanical shutter. And it's got a PC sync, so you're going to be able to do flash at 10 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. And it also does silent shooting with the full electronic shutter at 10 frames per second as well. Both with, of course, full autofocus and exposure.
Impressive frames per second, autofocusing now. New and improved. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, so the A7R Mark II was great at autofocus. And then all of a sudden we came out the A9 and it made everything look slow. And it is the same sensor, so we're still using 399 phase detection autofocusing points, but we increased the contrast points to 425. So since we incorporated the new processor, the new front LSI, we're able to get double the focusing speed and double the focusing just maneuverability that you were on the A7 Mark II. So now where IAF was great on the A7R Mark II, we're going to get A9 performance in terms of the IAF. So your model is going to be able to be moving around, turn their head and come back, and it's almost as if that focusing point is going to stick to their eye and stay glued there. And it covers a huge part of the sensor as well. So you're going to be able to go almost to the entire corner to be able to get autofocus.
Looking at it with the naked eye, I see some similarities in the body to the A9.
One of the big differences between the 9 and the A7R Mark II was that there was a lot of professional features put into it. So we incorporated the same battery that's in the A9, so you're going to be able to get anywhere between 3,000 and 6,000 shots depending on how you're shooting. Dual SD card slots, one of them being UHS 2, so extremely fast read and write. The joystick on the back, touch to autofocus, so you're going to be able to, the same viewfinder as you find on the A9 as well. And of course, just overall tweaks to the buttons, to the layout, and just everything is just a little bit quicker, a little bit snappier, and just an overall better experience.
The buttons do feel much more textured.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I'm pressing something, it feels like I'm making a decision.
Exactly.
Yeah. It also shoots video.
Just like the 7R II does 4K internal, and it does 4K, and it uses the entire full frame sensor for 4K as well. So it uses the entire width of the sensor, and it's full pixel readout. So no line skipping, no pixel binning. Same thing that the professional video cameras do, this camera can do for the entire full frame. One thing we also incorporated in this camera is that we updated the 120 frames per second, so now you can shoot in full HD at 120 frames per second. We added S-Log3, we added S-Gamma3, so S-Gamma3 Cine, so that way you're going to be able to have some of the best and most powerful video acquisition.
This beautiful body is attached to a new lens as well, the 24-105.
Which really is the most popular lens in all of ILCs and all of photography.
It's a great medium telephoto range lens you can use in almost any situation.
Yeah, you get super wide on a full frame at 24, and 105 is perfect for long range portraiture, or even it's a great travel lens, great all-in-one lens. It's a G lens, so it's dust and moisture resistant. It's a constant aperture f4. And the lens was really designed for video and for stills. It has silent autofocus. It uses a micro piezo electronic elements to be able to move the autofocus, so it's very fast, very accurate.
On top of the already impressive professional functionality, you've also added a few new connections on the body as well.
Yep, so even though the body is exactly the same size, we were able to add the bigger battery, dual memory card slots, PC sync, but we also added an additional USB port. So it now has USB-C, USB 3.1 Type-C. so that way you can transfer images quickly when you're tethering, and also charge the camera through the other port or use a remote for the other port, so you can do both at the same time.
It feels like a great combination between the Sony A9 and the A7R II. Like they're just fused together to make this really phenomenal camera body.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, a lot of the technologies that we introduced on the A9 and some of the great image quality and the higher resolution from the A7R, it really is like the perfect match.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Mike.
No problem, thank you.
Always good to see you. Jake with B&H, thanks for watching.